Back in Hartford as the Crunch gets set for the Hartford Wolf Pack. First matchup of the season between the Crunch and the Wolf Pack. Second game of this 5-game road trip for the Crunch. On Countdown to Crunch Time, presented by Supercuts, I'm Lucas Vivani with Crunch head coach Ben Grew. Ben, the Crunch started the road trip on Wednesday night in Rochester. A come-from-behind win 2-1 in a shootout on Wednesday night against the Amherst. What did you see on Wednesday night?
Well, happy with the win. Not very satisfied with the way we played, especially the first two periods. I think we were sleepy and not competing hard enough, but we had a decent third, and we're happy with the win, obviously.
Yeah, you come out with a 2-1 win. You mentioned the third period. You outshot the Amherst 10-1, and there were some good stretches there where you had them in the defensive zone for the most part. So what do you think changed into that third period, or if as you guys started to find your game a bit?
Yeah, it's more about you got to skate and you got to bring more compete to your game, and it's a long season, and I felt that same thing for Rochester. I felt that those two teams playing for first place, those two teams weren't in the middle of the week, middle of a long season, so it was not an easy game for both of our team. We got 2 points, they got 1, so.
There you are. And there was a moment in that game, though. There was the second period or so, and there was a hit on Gabriel Dumont, and Boris Kachuk came over and jumped in and fought Dalton Smith, who's certainly a heavyweight in this league. What do you think of that play? We've heard a couple guys say that kind of sparked some energy on the team. What do you think of that?
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's always good to see a young guy stepping up for his teammates like that, and that show also how unified this team is, and the character we have on this team.
How important is it to have a team that is as tight as it is? You see a play like that and you know it, but we've seen it all year where this team is tight on and off the ice.
If you're not, you have no chance. And if the chemistry is not good, team's not doing well. And I got to credit the older guys for that, and they have integrated the young guys very well, and now we're tighter than ever.
And the Crunch are getting set for the Hartford Wolf Pack here tonight. One of those older guys who has done a good job of that is Corey Conacher, who scored the goal in regulation to tie the game, and also the shootout. It put him in a tie for 10th place in franchise history in scoring. You've seen a lot of his success here over the last couple of years. Just how he continues to produce day in and day out for the Crunch.
He's a player. As a coach, you have certain guys that day in and day out, you believe that they're going to make the difference. They're going to make you win. And when the game's on the line, you want them on the ice, and he's one of those guys. He knows what he's got to do. He knows what we expect from him, and there you go. He knows his role. We know what he can bring to our team, and he's a leader. So I don't have much to say because I think it's so natural for us to be together, and he knows what I expect from him. I know what he's going to give us, so it's all good. And
that has certainly helped the success of this Crunch team over the last couple of years. On the game Wednesday night, the Crunch also had the return of Dominic Machine. He missed a couple of weeks with an injury.
Yeah.
Crunch went with 7 defensemen. What did you think about Dom? He seemed like he played quite a bit in his return on Wednesday night.
Yeah, he was good. I tell you, he was mentally ready. You can see that physically was solid, and so it was good to see him back.
And the Crunch, like I said, going with 7 defensemen. This has been a really good defensive team all year, second in the league in terms of goals against. What's it say about this unit where you get a defenseman back and it's hard to take any of them out? They've been playing so solidly.
I don't think we're that solid. I think there's room for improvement, and it's more about consistency. I'd like our team to be more consistent at doing the little things on breakout or in the D zone, in the transition, and I think there's room for improvement there. But when you look at the stats, we're doing okay. But I think there's still room for improvement.
Crunch are getting set for the Hartford Wolf Pack here tonight. Second game of this road trip for the Crunch continues on Sunday in Providence. We are here on Countdown at Crunch Time, presented by Supercuts with Crunch head coach Ben Grew. And the Crunch look like they are going to get the return tonight of Mitchell Stevens. He has played just really a game and change since the end of October. He's been out with an injury, and is obviously a big part of this Crunch team when he's healthy and ready to go. Yeah. First game in a long time, though, for him. What do you kind of expect from him as he gets back in the lineup tonight?
Well, you know what? It's been so long time ago that we tend to forget that Mitch was an all-star last year. He's a great skater. He's got a good shot, and he's doing a lot of good things. So he's a good young player for us. And right now, the only thing I cross my finger for it's he comes back and he's got a good return and he can sustain the schedule. And he's an important player. He's a good player, and he needs that ice time to get his season going. There's still 30 games, almost 30 games to go for us. 32 games, I believe, for us. So season's not over, far from it, and hopefully he's going to be a big part of our team until the end of the year.
Yeah, he's got 8 points in 9 games so far this year, but that's only 9 games in the first 40-plus games for the Crunch. Crunch are getting set for the Hartford Wolf Pack. It is the first matchup of the season with the Wolf Pack. Crunch only faced them twice this year, so obviously not a whole lot of familiarity between these two teams. From what you've seen of them, though, what can we expect tonight?
Well, they have skills up front, no doubt about it, with Peter Holland and those guys. Like they can produce. It's a team that we got to use our speed. We got to play to our identity, and hopefully we're going to carry the same momentum that we had in Rochester in the third period and in overtime. So we'll see how it plays out.
All right, looking forward to tonight as the Crunch take on the Hartford Wolf Pack. This is Crunch head coach Ben Grew. Ben, thanks for your time and good luck tonight.
All right, thank you.